As China has begun to open her cultural doors, we have been introduced to fascinating medical alternatives such as acupuncture and herbal remedies. Now another highly effective treatment system has arrived. It's called Qigong, a 5,000-year-old healing modality which may soon change the face of healthcare for Westerners in the 21st century. On the surface, Qigong is an exercise that builds the immune system and strengthens the body through a series of slow yoga or Tai Chi-like moves performed in synchrony with deep breathing rhythms. Upon closer inspection, Qigong reveals itself to be a self-healing tool using a moving form of meditation. The practitioners carry to an intimate understanding of their connection with nature, the universe, and other human beings. Realizing this connection comes with understanding the essence of Qi, the vital life force energy that animates the human organism. According to traditional Chinese medicine theory, Qi is derived from the air we breathe, the food we eat, and the environment in which we live. Qigong is not limited to a self-healing system, but is also a treatment method for healing others on a body, mind, and soul level. Qigong's deep breathing and gentle exercise techniques improve our health by vitalizing our tissues, organs, muscles, and bones, relieving pain, eliminating stress, and strengthening our ability to emit Qi for use in healing others. In the past, Qigong techniques were kept secret and practiced only by martial artists and the wealthy elite of China. Since the Cultural Revolution, however, scientific studies have shown Qigong to be a cure for diseases ranging from hypertension to cancer. Over 80 million people practice this self-care system each day in China. For the world's most populated country, Qigong seems to be the only financially viable healthcare option. For Westerners who are searching for alternatives to conventional medicine, Qigong may be the key to a more complete system of healing. The result of regular Qigong practice is a peaceful mind, a healthy, invigorated body, and a calm spirit that is more capable of dealing with daily stresses and disease. This documentary will take you inside the fascinating healthcare system of Qigong. We will look through the eyes of history, exploring its religious and cultural evolution, and then through the eyes of some contemporary Qigong masters. We will see how the current trend in searching for an effective, low-cost healthcare strategy is helping to create a place for Qigong in our future, a future that puts healthcare back in the hands of the individual. Not all Chinese accept the claims of Qigong on face value. To some, it is simply an antiquated practice based on superstitious beliefs. And in a country that is rapidly embracing things Western, the old is being discarded at an alarming rate. In what may seem counter to this trend, teams of Western-trained medical doctors are taking a serious look at the potential for Qigong to play a vital role in the increasingly demanding healthcare needs of the world's most populous country. In the heart of Shanghai, China's largest city, Doctors Wang and Xue have amassed the most thoroughly tested data in the world on the effects of Qigong for treating hypertension. Their 30-year study shows conclusive evidence that Qigong can indeed lower high blood pressure. In Purple Bamboo Park, hidden amidst the hustle and bustle of Beijing, a loyal group of terminally ill cancer patients has formed a club. Frustrated by the hopelessness they felt from their Western-trained physicians, they follow a technique of walking Qigong developed by the late Dr. Guo Lin in hopes of reversing their illness. These club members have all outlived their own terminal diagnoses by many years. The actual word Qigong was only coined in 1962, but the principles upon which it is based are found in records thousands of years old. In an ancient tomb, these items are buried in hopes that the deceased, a wealthy nobleman, would have good health in the afterlife. This tortoiseshell has survived nearly 3,000 years to tell us through its ancient inscriptions that people of that time believed deep breathing and specific stretching exercises would infuse them with the energy of Qi and keep them healthy and vital. At the Shaolin Temple, the revered 1,500-year-old Buddhist stronghold in Henan Province, the gentle monks eventually became known across the nation for their extraordinary skills in battle. Originally, this Chan sect of Buddhists, we are more familiar with its Japanese offshoot known as Zen, live ascetic lives and consume their time in deep sedentary meditation on the Buddha and a Qigong that focused on building a strong spirit. The core of the fighting techniques lie in Qigong breathing and energy focusing principles. Bodhidharma, coming from India, brought ancient Hindu yoga techniques with him, and it appears that some of these premises are incorporated into Chinese Qigong. Thousands of Qigong styles developed over the millennia, some evolving into formalized routines that have become known as Tai Chi. Another influence on the development of Qigong in China was Taoism. Taoism is an ancient philosophical belief system with roots that go back thousands of years to the writings of the Chinese sage named Lao Tzu. As the Tao teaches, life is an ever-changing process. The beginning of this century saw China in a state of moral and social decay, civil infighting, and eventually, war with Japan. The hope for a unified and stronger country led to the Cultural Revolution, which would dramatically force people to reevaluate their traditional way of life. Ancient practices such as Qigong, which were feared as old-fashioned, were outlawed and forced underground. Ironically, it was Mao himself who instigated research on Qigong to test its viability. Evidence was overwhelming that this healthcare modality would actually be a great benefit to the people. Its easy-to-learn techniques and ability to maintain health at a low cost brought it great favor in a country with over 1 billion people and a government responsible for socialized medical care. For this reason, Qigong has continued to be heavily researched and promoted by the government of China. The traditional method of learning Qigong is from a master, a teacher who has the experience to impart the subtleties of their unique system. One of these great elder masters is Duan Zhu Liang. He has lived most of his 90 years in Beijing. On the outskirts of Beijing is a unique clinic specializing in bone setting, of what we may think of as a combination of chiropractic and physical therapy. It's a family-run business founded by the 92-year-old Master Lo, the matriarch of a healing dynasty that spans 5 generations.
I have a very experienced thumb. I've used my big finger for more than 70 years. It's very important. If you invite me to America to teach, I only have to bring my thumb.
Dr. Wan Su-jian is a unique example of the new generation of Qigong masters to emerge in modern China. At 43 years old, Master Wan has been studying Qigong and traditional Chinese medicine for 36 years. It is believed that everyone has a qi field around and through them. The proper manipulation of this field is a step in the process of healing. This manipulation is done by the passing of the practitioner's hand through this field and helping to bring about a shift and restructuring of qi while infusing them with qi from nature. Some practitioners seem to have better success than others, and Master Wan's unique style of having several Qigong doctors working on a single patient has proven to bring about profound and lasting results. Qigong has also captured the interest of the scientific community. Their hope is to somehow quantify qi and then regenerate it. The leading pioneer in this area is Lu Yanfang, affectionately known as Engineer Lu. Her groundbreaking work at the Electroacoustical Research Institute is well respected around the world. 15 years ago, Engineer Lu had the idea that the qi emissions from Qigong masters could be somehow measured acoustically. In the Institute's anechoic chamber, she suspended a highly sensitive microphone near the Lao Gong point in their palms, the traditional acupressure point where healing qi is emitted. Upon demand, these masters could emit a low-frequency audio signal in the 8 to 14 hertz range. It was a chaotic signal with an ever-changing pattern. She tested many average adults who showed no such pattern, but did find that young children exhibited similar audio emissions. The result of this research was the development of the Qigong machine, a handheld device that actually replicates this audio portion of the qi emission. Applying scientific research methods to obtain results on the healing properties of qi has its challenges, but is leading us to a deeper understanding of this elusive force. Dr. Kenneth Sensei, president and founder of the Qigong Institute in Menlo Park, California, is considered one of the foremost authorities on this field of research.
The Western and the Eastern approach can be worked together, and they should be complementary because they're dealing with different aspects of healing.
Most of the exploration into the healing powers of Qigong is going on outside of the laboratories. In parks throughout China, over 80 million people practice Qigong each day. You can witness the myriad styles in any town and province you visit. This Taoist temple is typical in that all of the monks are trained to apply their Qigong to creative outlets. A small group has been trained since childhood to develop their qi in order to perform extraordinary physical feats. Much like the Shaolin monks with their acts of supreme skill, these young men focus much of their waking energy to mastering techniques that defy physics. These extreme feats serve to inspire others to practice even basic Qigong techniques for self-healing and general well-being. In Tibet, Qigong seems to be incorporated into the very fabric of daily life for these gentle Buddhists. When we think of this country, we are reminded of the austere life of the monks who live in the few remaining temples throughout this magical land. Their Qigong is practiced in prayer, mostly performed in silence or with gentle chanting. Many authorities agree that healing is heavily influenced by one's state of mind. It is thought that if a person is more positive and at ease, they will successfully contribute to their own healing. Qigong appears to have the potential of being a simple technique that can be learned by anyone and provides tangible results that even scientists can quantify.